happy Thanksgiving, everyone. We're out at Dad's house. Got some drywall work that I was going to try to get done for him before he gets back into town next week. But we're down here at the garden. I want to show you kind of what the township dropped off for me. Got my leaves. And they delivered. That is a huge pile of leaves. So that pile is at least as tall as me, probably a little taller. And it goes all the way back. That's probably a 20-foot pile as far as the length. Maybe not 20 foot, about 15, no, I'd say probably about 20 foot. And in the middle, about 6 foot tall. So plenty of leaves for the garden. We're going to be working at that. What's interesting, if we get into that, the middle of that's probably smoking hot. We don't have the pitchforks because the intent wasn't to come out here to spread leaves today. But man, look at that. Walk around this mess. Look at that.
Look at all this. Look at all that spread out.
So that's awesome. That's going to take us a while to spread, bud. Now, once again, what I like about the leaves, especially when, this amount here, we'll be able to get a really nice thick layer on the garden, which will protect the soil, feed the soil food web as far as microorganisms and stuff like that. And then it's going to be a really good weed suppressant this spring and early summer. Really help keep down the weeds. And then we'll just cultivate the places where we are going to be planting, and we'll pull back the leaf mulch to till or broad fork or whatever we're going to do at that point. Lots of organic matter, lots of trace minerals. You think about the trees putting their roots down 15, 20, 30 foot, maybe even more than that, into the ground. They have access to minerals and things that other plants don't have access to or aren't readily available. All that's in the leaves, so they drop the leaves in the fall. That's nature's way to kind of recycle nutrients so that when the sap comes back into the tree in the spring and it starts to put out leaves, these trace minerals go back in the ground through the soil food web, and then that cycle repeats itself and gets better and better, year after year. So anyway, a lot of work ahead of us. It's going to take us probably several weeks to get these leaves spread out, but thankful for them. So anyway, we're going to get to work. Well, actually, I'll show you one other thing before we stop filming here. So while Bud's playing on the leaves, unless he comes with me here, I'll take you up to the greenhouses. Again, this past year, my dad, Harbor Freight, was running a special on their greenhouses. We had gotten the Panorama greenhouse. I got that for my 40th birthday, and it's held up really good. And then we got this Harbor Freight greenhouse for my sister. But again, the winds around here are terrible in the fall and the spring. The straight line winds. So consequently, you kind of get what you pay for. So let's take a look. So first of all, here's the Panorama greenhouse.
Oh, that's really nice.
Again, it needs to be clean. There's some mildew on the panels. Need to clean that this spring. But it's held up pretty nice because these panels pretty heavy duty polycarbonate, and they fit in these channels all the way down. So there's no clips or anything you're messing with. So it's intact, no issues. Structurally still sound and all of that. When we go over to the Harbor Freight one, my sister's,
4 panels have been
and unfortunately, there's some panels that got blown out.
This one.
And the reason for that is because instead of the entire channel, a panel sliding through a channel machine groove, there's clips, about 3 clips per side, a clip on the bottom.
It looks like these.
And it's not enough. There's too much play. And these panels also are a little more. They're thinner walled. They're kind of corrugated, not like a polycarbonate panel. It's more like corrugated plastic. So they tend to flex a lot more, and consequently they kind of blew out. Other than that, the structure's sound. It's just as good as a power round, but how these panels are locked in, not as good. So my sister ended up having to chase down 3 or 4 panels, and actually has them stored in my greenhouse over here till we can get those put back in. So, and that's no real knock on Harbor Freight. I mean, they do have a lot of good deals. They've got some tools that are decent and stuff like that. And even this greenhouse here, it's not bad for what we pay for. I think they pay about $200 for that. So, anyway, maybe we can rig something up on that to reinforce those panels so that they don't blow out.
I feel like
during the straight line winds.
I feel like they might have not put it together very good, because this one took like all day and that one didn't take very long.
No, we spent a fair amount of time on it. But anyway, we'll see. Let's
just don't get one.
Bud, you ready to do some drywall, bud? All right. I guess that's it for now. Until next time. Have a happy Thanksgiving.